and let's roll out, roll out, roll out, roll out, let's roll out.
All right, let's go in. Let's go in.
All right, man. This is Food, Fitness, and Fun with Dre and JD. This is episode 8.
The Ocho!
Yeah, see, we here, baby. We here.
ESP
We
at 8.
here. You know what I'm saying?
The Ocho.
The Ocho.
All right.
All right, so, we both been at the gym a lot. You got your guns out. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Looking
yeah.
good.
You know what I mean? Don't
Hey,
even
let me see a little something. You know what I'm saying? Let me see a little something.
Let me, and you can see my suntan. Shit has been crazy.
Got your farmer's tan, you know what I'm saying?
You know
Gotta work on that. You gotta work on that.
Yeah.
Gotta go somewhere and lay up, you know what I'm saying? Lay out, even it all out. You know what I'm saying?
And just be butt ass naked. That's
butt
why
ass.
I need a fucking nude beach. That's the way I'm getting down.
That's it, kid.
You know what I mean?
Schlong out.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Let it hang.
Scare away the locals.
Scare them away. Oh, what's that?
Yeah, sorry, that's my one-eyed monster.
You know what I'm saying? It's a monster in the water.
Right.
All right. So, yeah, we both been at the gym. And also we talked a lot about social media and how it influences people's views, societal pressures.
Yeah.
And one of the things that is contributing to that a lot, and I see all over the gym, is waist trainers.
All right. Yeah.
I fucking hate waist trainers.
Okay.
And we're going to talk about it. So the waist trainer is like the corset on steroids, right? It's like wear this thing when you're doing daily stuff, but especially wear it when you're working out, and it's going to compress things and hook up your waistline, shrinkage, etc.
Yeah.
Idealistically, I get it. Idealistically.
Right.
But now these women are looking like weird cartoon characters.
Yeah.
And it's weird. And a lot of them don't even need it. And I guess that is subjective.
Right.
But there's people with barely a belly walking around the gym with the waist trainer on. And I'm looking at them like, well, you weigh $110 dripping wet. What are you even wearing that for? And really, they might say I'm pandering to women, but I'm just keeping it a buck. So they could take it how they take it. But I really feel bad for the women that are doing this. Like, you're taking your body and altering it in all of these ways, and you don't look like a human being anymore. You look like a cartoon. You got like this voluptuous top, idealistically, right? That's what they're going for. It's like they got the nice top, chest looking good, and then it comes in like a pencil.
Yeah.
And then it comes back out like this.
Yeah.
And you look like a weird sand timer. I don't get it. I don't know who started this, but I wish it would be unstarted. I wish it would go away. I feel really bad for the women who are subjected to these pressures to have this waist snatched, as they say in the rap records. That's what the ladies say in the rap. Oh, girl, my waist is snatched. That's the little line. I know you don't listen to a lot of the modern.
I don't know. I don't know what.
That's
Okay.
the term.
Yeah,
that's the term. Get your waist snatched.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? So anyway, my point is, I feel bad, huh?
Getting it snatched, huh? That's
like it's gone,
When it's
gone.
snatched up. Yeah,
it's
you get something else
gone.
snatched up, fucking around. But all right, let's do it.
That's what they're hoping it leads to in some cases.
No
but
doubt.
I mean, for me, it's weird. Like, I think it's weird. I think it's unnecessary. And like I said, I feel really bad because a lot of these women who are doing it, it's not because they want to look like this weird Coke bottle, whatever cartoon. Like, I don't even know what to call it because there's nothing that really looks like that. It's not how humans look. And it's like the new pressure. It's something that's highly popular. It's something that everyone has to have. It's something that's like, oh, girl, you don't use a waist trainer? Oh, nah, you're going to have the fupa. You're going to be looking crazy. Your stomach going to be hanging out. And it's like, all right, first of all, but there's nothing wrong with having a stomach. Like, nobody said we had to have surfboard bodies. Like, I I don't know who invented that, but going back to our topic from last time, like you don't gotta
Yeah.
be anorexic. Like we like you with meat on the bones. You feel what I'm saying? Like, and I just think it's really sad. Like I think between that and the surgeries, nobody know what anybody really look like anymore.
Yeah.
Like we're gonna have a whole generation of kids that's gonna be like, nah, that's not my mom. What? Dude's gonna be having kids and be like, yo, this kid don't look like me or you. Because all this crazy cosmetic surgery and now the waist trainers, which I mean really the waist trainers were probably around longer because now everybody gets the surgeries. But
yeah,
it's just it's weird. I think it's really weird. I think it's unappealing.
okay,
And even the thick women, like there's women who are thick. I don't know if you see this. I see it a lot on the gram.
yeah,
And there's these women who are thick, and at first glance, I'm like, damn, that's nice. And then they do like the turnaround picture, and then I see the fucking weird shape. And I'm like, oh, why you fucked it up? You was looking good. You know, you already got titties, already got ass, already got thighs, and everything is still there. And but then the waist is like this.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, come on, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, yeah.
So I wanted to talk about waist trainers, see what you feel.
Yeah, so let me go in on a little bit on this.
Yeah.
So you know, you mentioned a lot of things, and I feel like there's like two main things going on here. So the first thing is a particular look that someone wants, right? And we got to understand, as we know, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, right? What might look sexy to me may not look sexy to somebody, blah, blah, blah. So, hey, it's your body. This is the way you want to look. Go for it, right? So I don't have a problem with someone saying, I'm going to alter myself a particular way, because the truth is we all do it. It's just that some people feel that once you get to this point, it's ridiculous. But that's all subjective. So
it is.
The example I like to use is a haircut, right? No one says, don't get a haircut, or, oh, you trying to change your look. But you're altering the way you look, right? You go back to our first cast when we both didn't have cuts and it's like mad all over the place. But that's the natural way we look, right? But then we say to ourselves, oh, I don't like that look. And what did we do? We altered it, right? So altering yourself is acceptable in society. It's just that once you get to a certain point, some people have a problem with it. But my thing is, my personal view is, alter yourself. I don't see a difference between you getting a haircut and you going to the Dominican Republic and doing whatever. It's your body. That's the look you're going for. No problem. The big problem that I have is with the word trainer. People call it a waist trainer because people are thinking, because of that terminology, I'm training my fat to not do a particular thing or to stay in this particular thing. And then that is a huge misconception. That's where they're like completely wrong. So you go back to like corsets, like you mentioned. It's like, well, when women were wearing corsets, what you're doing is shifting and changing your internal organs for a particular look. It's like old school.
Yeah. That's why I said it's like a corset on steroids.
Yeah. It's like old school light surgery. And so when you talk about a waist trainer, you know, you say, oh yeah, like I'm going to train the fat not to push out as much or whatever. You're basically saying, I want to try to shift my organs a little bit. That might be dangerous. And it goes back to I guess the third thing is, what you're really saying is, I want to lose fat.
Right.
And if you want to lose fat, then you have to focus on diet and exercise.
Right.
And everybody wants things right away. And when you say diet and exercise, you're basically saying, okay, so I can get this thing. It's going to take me months, 5 months, 6 months, whatever. I don't want that. I want it tomorrow. I want it tonight. I'm going out tonight. I'm going to put this trainer on.
Right.
And that's the issue. It's like, why are we calling it a trainer? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a modern day corset. I don't know what word you want to use for it. You know what I'm saying? But you're not training anything. So women are putting this on feeling like I gotta wear this every day because I gotta train my waist to be a particular way. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? You're like
Yep.
you would train a dog or something like that. You're not training your waist. What you're
Right.
doing is compressing your fat
Yep.
and probably moving your organs a little bit so
Mhm.
that you can have a particular look. If
Right.
you want to train your waist, then you want to lose fat and you're going to have to do some of the hard work in terms of diet and exercise, which may not
Uh-huh.
even be all that hard. This might just mean that, hey, you might have to be a little bit more conscious of what you eat. You might have to like exercise, move a little bit more, so
Right.
that you can decrease your fat. You know, if you're
Right.
looking at yourself and you realize, oh man, I have this gut, I don't like this gut, you know, then you might have to do something about it. But I think in terms of the look, what people are saying, especially women, is like, oh, I do want a big ass and I do want a big chest, but I don't want the stomach. And in
Right.
terms of losing fat, when you lose fat all over. So you
Right.
can't say, okay, yeah, listen, keep the ass, keep the titties, keep this. I don't want this to hang here, and I don't want this, and I want to get rid of the gut. Well, yeah, now we talking like surgery or doing wearing some sort of apparel that
Right.
tries to hide the fat.
Right.
But I just don't like the name waist trainer because
Uh-huh.
it's not a trainer. You know what I'm saying? Like if you wear a sports bra, yeah, that's a sports bra. That means I'm about to do some athletics. I'm about to do some exercise with this shit.
Right.
Great name for it. Waist trainer. Mm, yeah, find something else. Make fat hiding. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I
Right.
wear a fat hider. I don't know what the
Right.
fuck, but it's definitely not that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a compression tool. And
Yeah.
to respond to something you said, I was trying to let you finish without cutting you off because that's one of the criticisms that I've gotten. It's like, yo, you stay cutting Dre off, let him talk. I'm like, all right, I'm
Thank y'all for
sorry.
mentioning that. You know what I'm saying? But go
I'm
ahead.
sorry. So yeah, I gotta be quiet. I gotta, wait my turn. Is it my turn now?
It's my turn.
It's my turn. You said if they want that look. But
Yeah.
I question, do they want that look? Is it really that they want it, or is it that society is pressuring them and they're seeing everyone on the Instagrams and the TikToks and the Snapchats and the Facebooks, and that's really why they're doing it?
Yeah. Well,
That's my thing.
we as any society you grow up in, that's the one you're affected by. So
Right.
if you grew up in some African tribe and we all would put shit in our mouths to have a particular look, and that in that tribe, that's considered the shit. Or if you have like some tribes that has like these earlobes and they put things in it so the earlobes can
Yeah.
go all the way down. Like in that tribe, like that is gorgeous to them. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? So it's like if we're going to be affected by the tribe or society that we're in. So
Right.
yeah, are they programmed based on the influences around them? Yeah, like we all are. Like I said, if
Hmm.
you grew up in that village, you're gonna be like, yo, this is the shit, son. Like I could fit like 3 plates in my shit. And you'll be proud of that because that's what that's the look in terms of the people that is the
Right.
shit. So yeah, I think you're hitting on to something else in terms of like self-discovery and saying, hey,
It just
can
and it's. Oh,
I
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go
no,
ahead.
I'm gonna say like, can I get to a point where I don't I can judge myself by myself and not be influenced by all the things around me? That's really, really hard for someone to achieve.
Yeah.
Um,
85ers aren't good at that.
yeah, but if you can do that, then you could just look at yourself and yeah, like you could say, oh, I could just be a human being. I don't have to feel like, oh man, I gotta try to look like this person and that person and have, 0.05% fat because of whatever. Like, just realize like human beings need to have some fat on them, and what is healthy for one person may not be healthy for another, and to just live and enjoy your fucking life.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. It's like, but you're not even skinny. Like you just have nothing in this one section. Like you still got the thunder thighs. You still got the thing hanging from your arm, like you said. All of that is still there, but
Yeah.
yet you have a waist like this. It's fucking weird.
It is.
It's like a Play-Doh body. It's like a kid was making Play-Doh and was like, I'm gonna make them like this, but
Yeah.
I don't want them to have a stomach. I'm gonna squish it in.
Yeah, that's exactly what's
Get
going
these
on.
Play-Doh bodies out of here.
That's exactly what's going on. But it's like, yeah, if they say, I hear a lot of cosmetic surgeons say this. If I'm trying to think of the name of the sculptor. They have these like really famous sculptors, from back like Greece and all this shit, who made these, sculptures. It was like, well, if these cats were alive today, they'd be cosmetic surgeons. You know what I'm saying? Like they would, because that's what it's all about. It's like, man, we're gonna take this fat and we can put this here, we could put that there, and you create this look that you want. And who's anyone to say not to do that? If that's the way you want to look, you have the money to do it, go do it. Just like you have the $30 for the haircut, then get the haircut. It's you're going to do what you can afford. If I'm broke and I don't have the $30, bro, I'm not getting a haircut. It's just that you need one, but I'm not getting one because I can't. But when I get the money, now I can alter my shit. You know what I'm saying?
But you don't think this is a bit more extreme than a haircut?
Well, but all that is extreme or not. These are relative terms because it's all based on what you can afford. So it's extreme because not a lot of people.
The waist trainers are cheap as fuck. Everyone can afford a waist trainer.
Right. And so that's why it's not extreme, because everyone can do it. Everyone has access to it. Things become extreme when people don't have access to it. So it's like, man, you take steroids? Steroids are expensive as fuck. So that's why it's seen as, it's extreme, because who has the $1,000 a month to put into their bodies to inject these steroids? Well, that is extreme. But do you take creatine? Yeah. Well, everyone takes creatine because creatine is cheap as hell.
Right.
So that's not extreme. It's all about access.
I guess.
Yeah.
I just think these alterations are crazy. It's like, remember you could just be whoever the fuck you was. Remember that?
Yeah, I remember those days.
Remember that back when Rome was still like,
Yeah, you know what? I was looking
at.
Hold on, let me see. I hope I don't mess things up. Yeah, I think
you're fine so far.
So I was looking at, this is from the 70s, because this is interesting. This is Al Green, right?
Yeah.
My brother, my brother's so old school. He likes Al Green, but look at Al Green's body. This is just a regular. This was the shit. Like you looked like this. Probably this is like the 70s, early 80s.
Yeah.
If you look like this, you was like, man, that is a sexy dude. He don't have striations. He doesn't have a big chest. He's not fat.
Right.
He's just like, he looks good. And this was like the look. You know what I'm saying? If you walked around looking like that, you was just a regular dude, but you was good looking, and women would be like, man, that guy's, And so, yeah, you're right. Like, things have changed because a natural just kind of look, people just like, that's not enough. I need something unnatural. I need something that looks more like a cartoon, like an anime, like,
right.
Like, we were coming up, it's like, man, you gotta look like He-Man. I gotta have a big fucking chest. I gotta, and, it's just like, well, I can't look like He-Man. Like, that's unrealistic. I can't look like Arnold. Even Arnold doesn't look like Arnold. He has to take steroids to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't look like that. So we've shifted from what I just showed you. It's like, just being a regular person is attractive, to now you have to look like a superhero. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't look like The Rock. Even The Rock doesn't look like The Rock. You know what I mean?
You know what I'm saying?
If I like, I'm gonna take steroids, then I can say, okay, I'm gonna try to look like this person based on these drugs that I'm taking. Right. But if you just live a healthy life, it's like, well, I'm not impressed. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's messed up. Yeah.
It's fucking retarded.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's waist trainers.
Waist trainers.
Let's get into some other shit. It's summertime. It's a lot of festivals, carnivals. A lot of food eating
Oh my
contests.
God. So let's have a,
I know
so
that's your favorite.
that shit gets on my nerves, man.
We might
I
have to call this podcast "Gets on My Nerves."
yeah exactly
We
because we
doing
both
back
talk
to
about
back, and
peas.
this is the angry
That's
episode. You know
right.
what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? This episode is called "Tell Them Why You Mad."
You know what I'm saying, son? Yo, honestly, I hate seeing food eating contests and the fact that
Gluttony
they
at
draw a
its
crowd.
finest.
It's some bizarre circus shit, and
It is
I just feels like it promotes gluttony, obesity,
absolutely.
and sitting there watching someone waste food and
Yep.
clamber food all through
Yep.
their mouths,
Get themselves sick.
knowing like there's so many people in the world who may
Right.
not eat. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I just feel like it's some American middle finger
Yep.
to the entire planet where we
Yep.
call what we call so-called third world countries, quotes, whatever.
Right.
I don't like to use that term, but that's what
Me either.
people know. But it's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
these people are starving because we create this bullshit illusion of scarcity and
Yep.
have all this food and have a contest of wasting it or a contest of gluttony and then we want to
Yep.
talk about obesity and diabetes and stuff, but then we have these kinds of contests that promote um those things, and I just feel like like we
Yep.
I don't know, I just that's my thing. I mean, sure, everybody's going through what they want to do, but I just feel like, hey, it should have zero audience. Like, you should not be sitting there watching, yay, and watching people go to Nathan's and just slam fucking hot dogs. I ate 35. I ate 40. I ate 50. Like, what the fuck? What?
Right.
No.
Crazy shit.
No. Mm-mm, no.
Yeah.
That's, we're wasting food, we're wasting resources, and we're promoting and applauding gluttony. And
Yeah.
in a time where we keep talking about childhood obesity and
Yep.
adult obesity and all the
Yep.
diseases that come along with that, I don't know, that's something I feel like, we can just let that go. It should be zero audience members in that. And you're giving people checks for it. Oh, here's $20,000 for
That is the
eating
crazy
some
shit.
horrible shit. You know what I'm saying?
That is the crazy
You
shit.
ate all these pies, and who knows what kind of health problems you now have because of that.
Word.
But we promote that silly shit.
And then cats train for it.
Yeah.
Train, quote unquote. It's like, well, I'm hoping to beat the record and eat 50 pies. So what I'm doing is, for the first 6 months of the year, because the competition is in July, for the first 6 months of the year, I got to eat 5 or 6 pies a day. And I got to do it in this amount. It's like, son, you're destroying yourself.
Right.
Destroying yourself.
Right.
You're expanding your stomach. You're putting your body to work all kind of overtime. Yo, and for what? For what? Like, for what? You're doing it for what? And like you said, it's like, it's just this overpopulated event, and it shouldn't be. It's like, it shouldn't even exist. And as far as waste, it is a smack in the face. I agree totally with you saying, like, it's a F you to everybody else, because we already are the #1 country of food waste on the planet.
Right.
We waste the most food on the planet
so
daily.
Now let me give you a trophy for wasting more shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, rather than Nathan's, and I'm sure they might do this. I'm sure they might donate their foods to schools or whatever. I'm not sure, but I'm going to take a guess and say that I'm sure that they do. But just the sight of watching you, and I want to pick on them because there's so many food eating contests, but that's one of the #1s, especially in NYC. Like, the world looks at that one. In Coney Island, everyone goes down to Coney Island. It's a big thing. Yay! We're gonna watch people do this horrible thing, And it's
I mean, but isn't that what we do in America?
Right.
Watch people
it's like,
do horrible
come
things.
on, man. Like, rather than you being like, yo, you know what? Let's take this food and go to this like homeless shelter and like let people live, because there's a lot of people who might have a home or whatever, or barely struggling, and the thing that they cut out is food. You know what I'm saying? I've even said myself, and we've even said it, where it's like, well, when times get hard for me, I don't mind cutting out food because I know how to like fast. So it's
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
like I
Absolutely.
said before, the
That was
first
one
one.
of the things I liked about OMAD. It was like,
Mhm.
well, I'm saving mad money because
Right.
I'm only
You know what I
eating
mean?
one time a day.
Like I said before, the Maduro diet. It was like we
Yep.
can't afford to have
Right.
more than one meal. So,
Absolutely.
but it's like, well, so there's a lot of people who are working and might have a shelter or whatever, but they may not have
Right.
food. So
Right.
why don't you go out and like give them food so that they can
Right.
eat rather than you just like wasting it in this like dumbass contest that promotes obesity and gluttony.
Right.
I'm not
Well,
with
the
that
real
shit.
reason is money.
Yeah, yeah,
That's the reason. It's like, well, if we give the food to the kids and the people starving, we don't get any money. We don't get any marketing.
right,
We don't get any of that.
right,
You might just get a quick 30-second spot on the local news and that's it. But
yeah,
that's
and-
it. It's like, well, we could promote this event, we can make money, we can get sponsors, that's more money, cross promotion.
yeah. And there's something about human beings that love competitions.
Oh yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
biggest thing. It's like
Yeah.
you can give out food and it'll get, like you said, a small news piece. And oh, they did this
Absolutely.
nice
Right.
thing. But there's no fun in that. The fun is in
Nope.
like, I'm the best at this and I'm gonna compete against you and you and you,
Yep.
and we're gonna and it's like competition, and then there's like a trophy at the
Yep.
end, and we like to watch competitions. It's something
Yep.
about people competing against each other, which might be a whole nother topic. That
It's in our
is,
nature.
yeah,
But
it's
we've
like
amplified it.
we can't just
Competition is in our nature, but we've amplified it. And we
exist.
continue to amplify it more and more and more and more.
Right.
Bigger.
It's hard for us to
Crazy.
say, okay, let's just exist harmoniously. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
nah.
That's why people have problems with socialism and kind of like, oh, fuck that, because it's like we think in order to exist, there has to be this unevenness of abundance here, scarcity down there, and
Preach.
we think that that's the way life's supposed to be.
That's what they've conditioned us to believe.
Yeah, yeah. And so competition, because we have a system based on that, right? Where it's just like
Yep.
Adam Smith economics, where it says, okay, well, the best will survive, Darwinism.
Right,
May the
Darwinism.
strong survive and shit. And so we're just like, yeah, we're always competing. I'm stronger than you, and you're weak, and
Right.
so you deserve to die.
Yep.
It taps into that part of our psyche, and so we
Yep.
sit back and we watch these dumbass competitions.
Yep.
Yeah,
You are absolutely correct, brother.
yeah,
It is in our nature to be competitive.
yeah,
But we have been conditioned, like you said, to have these two completely opposite ends,
yeah.
where it's like, well, for me to be a millionaire, you have to be dying and not able to live and not able to eat proper food. But who gives a fuck? Because I'm a millionaire.
Right.
And it's like, okay, so that's how it goes, and that's what we've been conditioned to believe. It was no different when Massa had the nice house and there was 30 of us on top of each other in the shack that
Right.
we
Right.
lived in, and
Right.
it was like
Right.
there's all these like carrots waved in front of us.
Yeah.
It's like, but you can get this. You
Yeah.
can get this. And
If,
it's like,
if,
yeah,
if
but
you can get this
but-
if you burn down that village.
right.
I mean, you got to burn down that village, but it's gonna be worth it for you personally.
Exactly. For you and you alone.
Right. So it's like, in order for me to live the life that I want to have, I got to make sure like 100 people are starving someplace.
Yep. That's right.
Yeah.
And that's what helps create the crabs in a bucket mentality.
Yeah, brother.
Where it's like, oh, Dre's starting to do good. No, pull him down. Oh, Jay's starting to do good. No, pull him down.
Right. Right.
Because
So
they've taken us and they've enhanced our competitive nature. They've amplified our competitive nature, which also leads to individualism. And if I'm worried about the individual, if I'm only worried about self, then I can't help Dre.
Right.
I can't help the community. We can't come together. We can't do these peaceful, great group things. Right. No, it's got to be me, me, me. You. The idea is that there is no us.
Right.
Why have us? Us creates a danger to their systems.
Right. Which has been proven to be garbage when you look at the
Oh, come on,
studies
yeah.
of cooperative economics,
Right.
which says, hey, when we all benefit for our common goods, we all take into each other, then
Yep.
as a community, the community grows. You look
Yep.
at across the planet and you look at, okay, because I know we think America's number one, which is another fallacy,
It's
but you look
fucking
at
not.
other countries where they're just like, okay, what makes this country a good country? I mean, they have like free healthcare and they have a good social system.
Right.
They have this mentality of, oh yeah, we're all in this together. Like
Right.
I can't just be like, oh, my neighbor is just done.
Right.
But you just see like right now in Europe, right? I don't know, right as we're taping this, Germany, parts of Germany has had crazy floods, like towns
Yeah.
that got like money. You know what I'm saying? You
Yep.
see BMWs in the flood and shit. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? These towns got money. They're pretty much affluent communities. Thriving communities, if you will.
Right.
And the first thing is like, well, we're all in this together. We have to like get out of this thing. And I
Right.
think we can look at that when it comes to emergencies, but then outside of like a natural disaster,
It's back to
we
fuck you.
go back into that dumbass
Absolutely. Look at
mentality.
9/11 was a great example of that.
Yeah,
9/11 in this country was like, well, we're in it together. United, we stand. And
right,
once they got the war going and started getting the shit they wanted, all that shit went the fuck out the window.
right.
It was like, well, what happened to United? Oh, I'm a nigger. Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Right,
I thought we were
exactly.
in this together, Billy.
Yeah,
Oh no.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. But
It's
yeah, so that's
nonsense.
my feeling on that, man. You know what I'm saying? That's my feeling on those dumbass competitions.
Yeah,
And when
they're
I say
trash.
things like, "Oh yeah, I love weightlifting because you're only competing against yourself," that
Mm-hmm.
sounds so weird to people. Or even martial arts, because I know people
Uh
have
huh.
martial arts, but it's like, well, the essence of martial arts is you competing against yourself.
Right.
And a lot of kids can't grab that. What? Like what? Don't I fight him? Sure, you do, but you first got to fight you. You got to
That's right.
get into your own personal,
Yep.
and say, okay, am I better than I was a month ago? Am I better than
Right.
I was 2 months ago? It's hard
Yep.
for people to grasp that kind of thing because they
Well,
need,
because they're taught the opposite.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So maybe
I think.
somehow we, through this podcast, we can encourage people to compete against yourself. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I mean that's really what it is. Like we said when we were giving out like the workout tips and the motivation tips, it goes back to those same things where it's like, listen, if you could do one push up today, maybe you can do two tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you can do five a week from now. But that's you competing against you. It doesn't matter how many. If I can only do two push ups, for example, it doesn't matter how many you can do.
Right,
I can't compete with whatever you can do. And I shouldn't want to compete with whatever you can do.
right,
Because
right,
really, all that matters is me trying to elevate myself little by little, day by day. That's what
right.
it is.
That's why I like
Yeah.
teaching small kids, like they're like 8 years old or something,
Right.
when
Because the mind is fresh.
it's not that much difference in physicality between a boy and a girl, right? Because
Yeah.
they grow up and they're just like, I can do girl push-ups. I'm just like, there's no such thing. And
Right.
the boys are like, oh, I'm supposed to, like, there's no such thing as a girl push-up or a boy push-up. There's still push-ups, and then there's
Right.
modified push-ups because you don't have the strength to do it, but then that's
Right.
it.
Right.
Don't put a gender on a push-up.
Right.
And it's like, I don't want to do that because I'm trying to let these girls know these boys are not stronger than you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Your mind is saying girl push up, so you're doing a
Yep.
weaker version of the push up, or I
Right.
should say a modified version of the push up,
Yep.
where you can just like try to do a push up just like them.
Yep.
And when they're young like that, and there's no big difference in them physically, a lot of
Yep.
times the girls will be doing more because it's about effort. You know
Yep.
what I'm saying? So it's like, well, yeah, you might be a girl, but you've been putting in more effort. You've been doing all the workouts I've been
Yep.
telling you to do. And they see themselves getting stronger than the boys. And it's just like, yo. Then the
Yep.
boys feel like, what? But But she's a
Right.
girl. Yeah, but she's a girl that's getting it in, and
That's right.
you're not.
Yep.
You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? So it's
You get
like,
into that mental strength. Women
yeah.
are
So it's
far
like,
more. Go
yeah,
ahead.
and they understanding. Oh, this is about the decisions that I make.
Yep.
That's what's going to make me stronger. And it's like, there you
Yep.
go. So when you hear someone say that, like, oh man, like, yeah, I like to have my burger. I like to have. There's some truth to that. So it's like most foods has some nutritional value, right? Like how much
Right.
protein is in there, how
Yep.
much fats are in there,
Yep.
how many carbs are there. Those are your main three. That's what we call macronutrients.
Yep.
Fats, carbs, protein. Okay.
Yep.
Beyond that, you can there's which is not measured, but you have to try to measure it, which is like whatever pleasure sense you get from it. So
Yep.
it's like, man, yeah, we need to drink water, but if I put a little bit of this stuff in my water, I'll drink more of it because it makes me feel this way. You see what I'm
Right.
saying? So it's like,
Yep. Space
well,
Jam.
yeah. So it's like, well, you that pleasure sense means something. So if it's like, well, if I
Yep.
have to, when I have a burger, I don't know what Chad is, but it's like if you have a burger and it makes you feel to take it away, then have the burger. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? All that stuff still needs to be measured, because if you have a particular goal or fitness goal and your diet could potentially be fucking it up, then you got to watch your diet. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I don't believe that don't have this, don't have that. You can have whatever you want within some sort of, limitations. You also got to have some
In
things
moderation.
moderation. So it's like you also got to have some things that you may not want, right? So it's just
Right.
like, well, yeah, you like eating burgers. I know a lot of people who are just like, yeah, I don't eat salad though.
Yep.
It's just like, so you're going to take a whole food group out of your diet.
Yes. Yes, they do.
And you know what I'm saying? So it's like,
Yes.
well,
Yes, they do.
you are putting yourself in a detriment because you're excluding food groups. You see what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? So I don't pick on fast food. There is some nutritional value, I'm not one of these people who's like, oh, McDonald's has zero nutritional value. It doesn't have a lot of nutritional value. There's some there, and if you choose to consume that, then the question is, where are you getting the rest of your nutrients from?
Right.
You can't get it all from one place, no matter
Right.
what. Even if I said all I eat is salads, okay, there's other nutritional elements that I need. Where am I getting that from? You
Right.
see what I'm saying? So that's my 2 cents on that mofo.
Yeah, Chad Ochocinco is interesting because that's been his thing for a minute. His thing for a minute has been that the fitness industry is, well, I guess community, not industry. I don't know what's the term. I think community, but
Yeah.
basically that everyone is full of shit. You don't need to be on a super strict diet.
Right.
You can eat whatever the fuck you want
Right.
if you put the time in the gym or whatever fitness area you go to. So that's been his thing for a minute. Like I said, even after this like celebrity boxing thing he did,
Yeah.
they were asking him questions. He was like, "Oh, I mean, I would have had an even better match if they let me eat McDonald's first. I always like to eat McDonald's before a fight." And
and it's like, yo, let that man eat. If that's the way he feel, let him eat McDonald's. You know what
well,
I mean?
at this point, I think it's just about staying on brand because he's kind of like a character and he says these things. So I think it was more of that. But
Okay.
I think that I agree. I say all the time, both of the things you just say, I say very often, which is like, you can have anything you want in moderation. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
yeah, I fucking love ice cream. I talk about it all the time, but I also can't have ice cream 5, 6, 7 days a week.
Right.
I probably should be having it once a month or less, honestly. But that's the thing. It's like, always goes back to self-awareness. If you know you're eating 3 pints of ice cream a week, then you got to be doing other things to balance the scale, right? And then, like you said, I agree. It's like, okay, yeah, you're going to eat burgers or steaks or whatever the hell.
Right.
Cool. But you got to fill in those other areas. That's why I jumped on smoothies and smoothie bowls, because I eat a lot of vegetable-based things, but because I'm on the go a lot, there's not a lot of fruits available. It's always like the same 2 or 3 things, or some fruit salad that's this big but costs $7. And so I don't have a lot of fruits on a regular basis. So I
Right.
drink and make these smoothies and smoothie bowls that are mostly fruit. I incorporate vegetables as well to balance it.
Right.
But if it's 7 items, I'll make sure 4 or 5 are fruits, because this is where I'm getting my fruit intake from. Because I know, yes, I need vegetables and carbs, which I consume a lot of. Motorcycles, baby. But I also, sorry,
We was
but I
doing well.
also, I know they've been going. I just haven't said it because a lot of time they've been making the noise. You've been talking, so I didn't want to cut you off and be like,
Okay.
motorcycles. But it's because we were recording earlier, so they're out. You know what I'm saying? This is
No
90
doubt.
degrees. It's a beautiful day.
No doubt.
They're out. Anyway, yeah. So I have these smoothies and smoothie bowls to balance the scales, because yeah, I'm a plant-based person who eats a lot of carbs and vegetables, but I can't just eat that. And that's what I tell people who are not plant-based, or whatever term you like.
Right.
I don't tell people to stop eating meat. I'm not a Jehovah Witness. Like, you need to stop eating meat,
Right.
and these are the reasons why.
Right.
You're gonna burn in hell if you keep eating meat. I don't do any of that shit. It's stupid.
Right.
But I do encourage you to consume other things as well. If you want to have a big ass steak, listen, enjoy your big ass steak. Have it as bloody as you want. I don't
Right.
give a fuck.
Right.
But you should probably also have some salad, some potatoes, some fruits. These are the things you want to consume throughout your day, because we need a lot of it. Like, you know, I started eating nuts and seeds because I realized I don't fucking ever eat nuts and seeds. Like,
Right.
and we need the things from that too.
Yeah. No doubt. Back in the days, I don't know about now, they used to say when we was coming up, you want to have a well-balanced diet.
Oh yeah,
Right.
we've been through that now.
Right? I don't hear that anymore. But they used to, like, even with like horrible foods, it'd be like, yo, Captain Crunch is great with a well-balanced diet. So they would throw that in there. You know what I mean? Be like, yeah,
That's
we know
gone,
we
kid.
giving you nothing but sugar, but
Right.
the nothing but sugar, if you add some good stuff with it, then it's okay.
Yeah.
So that's the thing.
That's
it's
when
like,
there was pictures of like orange juice,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
cereal,
right. Like,
of
be like,
fruit,
right, like some grapefruit next
That's
to it. Like, oh,
gone.
okay. Yeah, it's
gone.
done.
Now it's
But-
just big ass, humongous, family-sized boxes of sugary cereal.
Right. And it's like, that's it. That's breakfast, period. And it's like,
That's
yo, we got to get back to that. A balanced diet means
Absolutely.
getting things from all food groups, not excluding anything. Now, if you have particular dietary habits or restrictions or maybe some like religious reason where it's like,
Oh yeah,
I don't eat meat because of this and blah, blah, blah. I respect
Right.
that.
No pork on my fork.
Right. Now you got to, if you know that, then now you got to say to yourself, okay, what else? How am I getting my protein? What am I doing? Am I
Right.
eating more beans, legumes,
Right.
things like that, so that I can be, I don't want to be protein deficient. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Because you're cutting out a food group,
Yep.
for whatever reason. And it's like, that's what's up. That's dope. You don't want to eat like that? Cool. Okay, maybe you get down with some more tofu or whatever. But you have to be knowledgeable that you're taking out a food group, because what gets us to be healthy is a balanced diet. You know
That's
what I'm
right.
saying? So, yeah.
Yep.
That's
Agreed.
that, brother. Yep.
Agreed. Oh, speaking of agreed, I don't
Yeah.
know if we're done, but just in case we are, viewers,
Mm-hmm.
listeners,
Tell them, son.
we love y'all.
Yep.
We appreciate y'all. And it would be very helpful to us if you comment the things you're telling us in
Come
person.
on, man. Yo, can I maybe go on this one time? Everybody that I know who watches this and told me that they see it, gives me all kinds of like little tips, and I appreciate that. I think, oh, that's cool, that's dope.
Right.
Why don't you put that in the comments? I didn't want to say anything. Okay, but that's the whole reason. Like, we want people to comment. Comment
the
on
engagement
it.
helps in a lot of ways.
Comment on it, like it. You know what I mean? Let's grow it a little bit. I mean, this is fun for me. I enjoy it. That's why I do it. I think we
Right.
have some decent knowledge. The
Right.
feedback we're getting back is like, yo, son, I like this. Yo, when is the
Right.
next one? Blah, blah, blah. But you're not saying that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If you're just telling me via text message, it's cool.
Right.
But it'll be even better if you can say those things in the comments. And even if you want to give me fire, because I've gotten some of that too.
Right.
Put the fire in the comments. You know.
Right. I was just about to say that. I think I'm not gonna say his name, so I'll say what his name is on YouTube.
Yeah.
But Rage of Wookiee left a really good paragraph response to some of the stuff we were saying about weightlifting. That was awesome.
Right.
And listen, it's okay if you don't agree. We still love y'all.
Yeah.
But don't agree in the comments. You know what I'm saying? Instead of sending the text messages and calling us, put that shit in the comments. Because what happens is when you put it in the comments, other people who are watching, other people who are fans, other people who are enjoying, they can see that and they can have conversations. Now, this is called building a community.
Right.
Now we can all interact and engage together, and it helps us get more viewers and stuff like that too.
Yeah, let's get a dialogue going. You know, hey, we mentioned a few things today. If you completely disagree about the food eating contest and you feel like we got a warped sense of life, put it in the comments.
And you hate me because I hate waist trainers? Put it in the comments.
Put it in the comments. Like, okay, let's get a dialogue going. You know, we can all learn from each other. That's the way.
Absolutely.
We see it. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yes, indeed.
But thank y'all for picking it up. Yeah, we're gonna wrap it up right here. Always good to see you. You know.
Likewise, brother. I'll be
back in front of the bricks the next time. I hope so. Maybe not.
I mean, no, your background is good. It's clean. It's light.
Well, you know what, son? I don't even. Maybe you can take this part out. But I did some recording of my trip, road trip stuff, and so just like how to eat when you're on the road. You know what I'm saying? So you don't eat horrible stuff. You know, so I got some. I recorded a lot of that stuff. So
nice.
When I'm gonna try to put that together, send that to you. Maybe we can make that a little.
Yeah,
you know,
I'll give you the information. You could throw that right on the YouTube channel.
Yeah, we'll just put it up there like that.
Slice it up, throw it on.
Yeah. So look forward to that. Like
socials,
road trips, some how to eat when you're on a road trip. You know what I mean?
Right.
And let's roll out, roll out, roll out, roll out. Let's roll out.